Good evening. Good evening. How are you guys doing? I hope you're doing well. My name is Joe Scoogie. I am one of the co-founders of Pre-PT Grind. And our purpose is to help you as pre-PT students get accepted into PT school without having to waste a lot of time or money. Now, I know it is Wednesday night, the night before Thanksgiving, so I'm pretty sure most of you are preparing food or at least getting ready to feast tomorrow. But I had an experience today that gave me something that I really wanted to share with you tonight, especially as Thanksgiving Eve, I guess as we could call it. Danielle, how you doing? Juan, how you doing? Sophie, great to see you and great to have you here tonight. Jennifer, great to have you here. As you guys are hopping on, feel free to just comment hashtag team live, just so this video keeps popping up. But tonight's live stream is going to be a very short one, but I think a very powerful message that hopefully is of value to you. Isabella, great to see you. Jennifer, great to see you. Austin, great to see you. Man, shouldn't y'all be cooking right now? Like, shouldn't all y'all be like preparing like food for tomorrow or whatever? But anyway, I'm gonna finish this live stream and then I'm gonna go help in the kitchen while watching the Lakers game because why not, right? But tonight I actually have a very, very important message for every single one of you. But what I would like to start with is because we have a lot of amazing people live right now, I would like for y'all to comment below what you're grateful for. And then tonight I'm going to share with you something that I never thought I would be grateful for, but I now am in hindsight. And the thing that I'm going to share with you tonight is something that a lot of you who have applied right now are also struggling with as you're waiting for school. So working on PT Cast right now, man. Juan, let's freaking get it. Hopefully I can give you some encouragement tonight. But man, great to have you. But I want you guys to just comment below. Like, let me know below. Juan, even as you're working on PT Cast, as you guys are right now preparing for tomorrow, because tomorrow is Thanksgiving. Yes, I know most of us are just going to be feasting and then passing out, and who knows what happens after that. But I want you guys to just let me know below. Just let me know below in the comments. What are you grateful for? Like, look back at the last year. You might be waiting to hear from schools. You might be applying right now. You might be applying next year. What are you grateful for? It's great to see you as well, man. I would like to see it below. I would like to see it below because as you guys are sharing that with me, I'm going to share something I'm grateful for with you. And like I said, it's something that, like, man, like, you know how you have those moments where you're just kind of reflective. I had one experience today that really flashed me back to a moment where at the time I really thought it was a bad situation. And it's something that a lot of you are relating with right now. Josh says, grateful for the way I've been sharpened by the struggle. Wow, that's powerful. That's powerful. Man says, I'm grateful for life. Andrew Tyler, how you doing, brother? What's up, ATK? Great to have you here, brother. So just let me know in the comments. As you guys are hopping on live, even as you're watching this on replay, just let me know in the comments. I would love to see what you are grateful for. There's always something to be grateful for. And if there isn't, then it's important to start searching for those, because I think a lot of times we miss moments where beautiful things happen. I see this happen a lot of times where when everything kind of feels like it's just like working against us, we miss moments to just have, like, it's almost like a breath of fresh air when you're able to show gratitude for something, especially when you're struggling. So let me tell you about an experience that happened today that reminded me of something that I am now grateful for, but never would have thought I would have been grateful for. So today, my wife, my mother-in-law, and the family, we actually took a portion of that. Emilio, great to have you here. Allison, great to have you here. We actually took a portion of the afternoon to take a little bit of a walk. We have a few different malls around here. And so one of the malls is like an outside, almost like an outlet mall. We were taking a walk, and I realized that the last time I had been in the area where we were walking was a very unique time in my life. This was the fall of 2017. I had just moved down to Florida. For those of you that don't know, that's right after I had left Michigan, where I went to PT school. I had finished PT school and I was coming to Florida to look for a PT job, and I did not have one. I actually did not have a PT job for the first 3 months I was here. Y'all, listen, like your boy came, in a Toyota Camry, a 2000 Toyota, white Toyota. Man, it was like cream. Like, it wasn't even white anymore. A 2000 white Toyota Camry came all the way down to Tampa, Florida, assuming that everything was just going to fall together, that things were going to happen the way I had imagined them. Sound familiar, right? Applying to PT school. Well, what happened is I actually did not have a job. And I remember that at that time, like I was interviewing at a few different places, ultimately got a job. But I want to tell you about that time period. What's up, Sylvia? I want to tell you about that time period because I remembered it today. As I was walking, I was like, yo, the last time I was here, I was struggling. I was struggling with the waiting game. Now, for you, the waiting game might be like waiting for PT schools, waiting for a school to get back to you. So some of you have already started interviewing. For others of you, it might be waiting to hear from a school in the first place. And you're like, yo, I applied. I haven't heard from these schools. Some of you, you're on a wait list and you're waiting to hear from the school whether or not you're off the wait list and you're accepted into the program. So the waiting game like sucks. Like, let's be honest. Like the waiting game actually sucks. Like when you're in it, like it in the moment, it feels like it sucks. And I remember how, like y'all, like, I don't know if you've ever been like in a place where you just get like bad memories. Like y'all, like, just let me know in the comments. Like if you've ever like had a physical experience, whether it's going back to a childhood place or seeing somebody you haven't seen in a long time, and it just brings back this bad memory. Can y'all just like say me, like in the comments? Just say me. Like if y'all have ever had that, because it happens to all of us, and that's what happened to me today. So I was thinking about it. I was like, man, it's crazy because at that time, I literally felt like I was actually telling my now wife, because she was my girlfriend at the time and she was also in Florida. I told her, yo, like maybe I should go back to Michigan. Like Michigan was my backup plan. Maybe I should go back to Michigan and just like be closer to my family, and in a situation that I really did not want to be in, knowing that it would have held me back from growing in the way, like y'all, pre-PT grind wouldn't have even existed the way it does right now if I'd gone back to Michigan. I'll tell that story another time. But my backup plan was to go back to Michigan. And she's the one that kept me like pushing, y'all. She's the one that kept me pushing. Same way we do sometimes where we're doing live streams and we're trying to like keep y'all pushing and locked in on your journey to becoming a physical therapist. She kept me locked in on my dream to have a physical therapy job down here, mainly because she was down here as well. And I remember being there at that mall. Like, and I don't remember who I was meeting, but it was at that period where I had no job, where I was contemplating my backup plan, which was going back to Michigan. And I just remember being like, yo, what if this doesn't work? Y'all, I had put everything I owned into the back of a Toyota Camry, showing up to Florida, no guarantees, knowing that this is what I wanted. This is the life that I wanted to build, knowing that I was going to propose to her. Right? Now we're married, we live in Tampa. But back then, it wasn't that clear. The waiting game. So I remembered the dark parts of it. Then I remembered something else. I remembered what happened during that waiting game. And this is why I was grateful for it. So what happened? Jesse, great to see you. Olivia, great to see you. What happened is, while I was waiting during those 3 months, Casey and I were busy working. Casey was in his last year of PT school at the time, and we were working, and we were creating this online program. This online program was a version of what we had created on our campus in real life, and we were creating it online to serve all of these pre-PTs that we were starting to serve. This online program was going to revolutionize how pre-PTs got into PT school. This online program was gonna allow us to pour our hearts into everything we did. This online program was going to put like pre-PTs together from different parts of the country, pre-PTs that were hungry and locked in and focused and ready to do whatever they had to do to lock themselves into a PT program. The waiting game. The waiting game created the accepted system. And I'm not here to talk about the accepted system tonight. I want this to mean something to you. The moment where I felt was my, like the most out of control. The time period that I felt like I had the least control. Y'all, I felt like I had some control in PT school. I feel like I have a lot of control now with my career, but that middle ground where I really did not have much control was terrifying. But what I was so grateful for today was in looking back and realizing what I did during the waiting game. I think a lot of times, and the reason why I'm sharing this with you tonight as a pre-PT is a lot of you are waiting right now. A lot of you are waiting right now, not realizing that the waiting game, the time period you have right now, between right now and the moment you will get accepted into PT, notice I said will get into PT school, not might. Like between now and the moment that you get accepted into PT school, this might be the most critical time to create something absolutely amazing. It might be creating certain relationships. It might be investing time in your family. It might be investing time in yourself. It might be in like building a network of other like whatever it might be different for you than it was for me. But the honest truth is, I believe that there is something always special. Y'all, I can't say this enough. I believe that there's something absolutely special about the time period where we have zero control, which is the waiting game. The question is, do you believe that? I believe it because I literally went like back in time to like, even as a pre-PT, I literally went back in time to everything. Even the period where I didn't have a girlfriend. Like, y'all, I can go back to every single time when I was waiting and I felt like I had very little control over like my life or wherever I wanted to go. For you, it's getting into PT school. And the honest truth is, the times that I actually took advantage of that waiting game always paid me back tenfold. And then it's also realizing that your waiting game is also building your faith. Your waiting game is building your ability to trust in yourself. Your waiting game is growing you. But are you seeing it as that? Or are you taking every moment to say, oh man, woe is me. Like, I'm not meant to be a physical therapist. I'm not meant to be in PT school. This is not going to work out. Like, are you literally talking yourself down into a rabbit hole? Because like 80% of students that are in that situation do. So don't feel alone if you are. But I want to encourage you tonight. The waiting game is beautiful. The waiting time period is beautiful. It might not feel like that right now, but when you're on the other side, when you do get accepted into PT school and you're looking back, you'll ask yourself, did I take advantage of it? Like, I look back today and I was like, man, like, even though going to that mall today, like, triggered some memories where I was like, oh, like I remember how painful this was. It also reminded me of how beautiful that time period turned out to be. What we do now literally would have not happened had that not happened. Had I not gone through that period, had I not gone through that waiting game where I felt like everything was working against me. So as you're going through this Thanksgiving, I want you to like reflect. Reflect on how you have gone into your waiting period. Whether you're applying next year or you're applying right now, or like, this is an important message for every single one of you to listen to. But I want you to understand, like, y'all, like, understand that there is beauty in that period too. It's not just like, listen, like I preach, I will always preach to the day I die that you have the ability to control everything before that waiting period. 100%. That's why we get a lot of students into PT school through the accepted system. But what I want you to hear tonight is the things that you're usually not grateful for. And the waiting period for pre-PTs is one of the biggest ones. So how are you going to view yours? How are you going to use yours? How are you going to leverage yours? How are you going to use yours so that by the time you do get accepted into PT school, you look back and you're like, yo, I used that to its fullest potential? Because I can tell you, I used mine to its fullest potential. And a lot of pre-PTs have been grateful for it. Just saying. And I'm not saying that to brag. I'm literally saying it to encourage you to hold on tight. Hold on tight. Be grateful for the things that you right now, especially as a pre-PT, don't feel deserve gratitude. Because on the back end, when it's all said and done, when you do become a doctor of physical therapy, those are the moments that you'll remember as the brightest. Painful, but the brightest, because they challenged you. They built your trust in yourself. They allowed you to grow. They allowed you to cling yourself to the right people. They allowed you to set boundaries with the wrong people. They allowed you to invest in yourself. But that's a decision you're going to have to make. So going into this Thanksgiving, don't just be grateful for the things that are easy to be grateful for. be grateful for the struggle as well. Y'all have an amazing rest of your evening. Have a phenomenal Thanksgiving. And I hope that was helpful. Much love.